everyone. Today we're going to talk about unemployment, and we'll be on page 5 of your interactive notebook. Before we dive into the categories here, the different types of unemployment, let's talk about what it actually means to be unemployed. And this you don't have to enter into your interactive notebook unless you want to off to the side. So to be considered unemployed, a lot of people think, or a lot of students usually just say, oh, it means you don't have a job. Yes, that is part of it. So unemployment does occur when a person is without work. But to be truly considered unemployed, yes, you have to be currently without a job, but you also have to be able to work. You need to be willing to work, available to work, and you have to be actively seeking a job. So if you don't fit into all of these categories, then you're not technically unemployed. So let's watch a quick video that's kind of fun that shows you this displays this a little bit more than I can.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Are You Unemployed? Here's your host, the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Hello, jobless Americans. The unemployment figures have been released, so it's time to see if you're officially unemployed. Let's meet our contestants. Contestant number 1, you were recently laid off. Have you found a new job?
No way. No one's hiring right now. I haven't even bothered to look.
I'm sorry. You are not in the labor market and therefore are not officially unemployed. Contestant number 2, it says here you lost your job as an auto worker. Have you found a new one?
No, not yet. The industry isn't doing so well. I need a job, but I stopped looking because the plant's closed down.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're not working, but you are not officially unemployed either. Contestant number 3, you were an airline pilot until a recent downsizing. Have you found work?
Well, I'm still looking for a real job. All I could get was 4 hours a week at the home center.
Oh no! That 4 hours counts as employed. Contestant number 4, you lost your job as a stockbroker. Have you found another?
No, I haven't yet. But I did look in the classifieds last week.
Congratulations, contestant number 4! You get to be counted in the official unemployment rate.
But what about the other contestants? They're jobless. Why don't they count?
Well, if we included them, that would make the number much worse. But we can't go around including millions more jobless Americans. It could start a panic and we'd be totally screwed.
This program has been canceled due to the recession.
So again, in order to be actively considered unemployed, you have to fit those categories. Because again, think about it this way. I talk about my daughter a lot. She's 4 years old. She currently does not have a job. We wouldn't calculate her into the labor market or into being unemployed. She's 4 years old. She can't get a job. Or if you take it from the other perspective, my mom, she's retired. She's not looking for a job. She doesn't have a job, but she's also not technically unemployed because she doesn't want a job. All right, so we're going to think about the people who are actively seeking a job, those who are able to work, willing to work, and again, obviously don't have a job. So we have 5 types of unemployment that we're going to go through and fill out in your interactive notebook. The first one is known as frictional unemployment, and this occurs when people take time to find a job. You're actively seeking for it. The most common people that fit into this category would be those who have just graduated, say, high school or college, and then they're out there looking and seeking actively for a job. It also could come down to people who are moving. It could be someone who's transitioning back in. So say you were a stay-at-home mom or dad, your kids are grown up, and now you want to look for a job. So it's that idea of looking for a job. So think to yourself, why would people leave a job? Why would they need to be looking for a job? So again, think, possibly changing careers, possibly they don't like their job. They could be transitioning back into the workforce, things like that. So that's your frictional unemployment. Seasonal unemployment is probably one that you've experienced the most, you've seen. You might have actually, you might be a seasonal employee. So this occurs when industries slow down or shut down completely for a season. So looking at the pictures here, think about it, there aren't many Halloween stores that are open in the middle of January because Halloween is in October. Or, Santa Claus is only at the mall, in November and December. He's not there in July. Depending on where you live in the nation, a water park might not be open. So it can also depend on the area. So it can also occur because of harvest schedules, thinking with crops and farming, or vacations. Think about like the beach community in Delaware. It's not open. It's open, but not as open in the winter months. Like Funland at the beach is not open in January. It opens in the middle of May because that's when people are coming. Some of you might be part of seasonal work. You might have a seasonal job that you work in the summertime. You can also think about like landscaping companies. They're only open in the warmer months because we're not landscaping. We're not mowing grass in the middle of like a snowstorm. So these are all types. Also think about like I always use the example of like Rita's or ice cream shops. They usually slow down or shut down in the winter months, so they lay employees off. So that would be seasonal unemployment. Then we have what's known as structural unemployment. This is when a worker's skills don't match the jobs available out there. So as you can see, the guys, the little cartoons here, you've got someone who's a pencil maker, a silent movie expert, a PhD in printing, but the only jobs that are available, none of them fit into these categories. No one is an aeronautical engineer drone or engineer for drones or a software. What they know how to do doesn't fit what's out there. So it could be sometimes some causes of structural unemployment could come down to new technology, new resources, or even a lack of education. You just don't know how to do something that's out there. So the types of jobs that are out there aren't matched to your skills. It's kind of like in that cartoon where the airline pilot, he knows how to fly an airplane, so he can't find any air pilot job. So he gets a job at the local hardware shop. That's not, it was something to do to get himself some income, but it's really not the job that he wanted. He even called it not a real job. The next type of unemployment is called cyclical unemployment. Cyclical. Sometimes it's hard to say, but think bicycle, cyclical. And this goes right along with our business cycle that we talked about in the lesson before this. So this should look very familiar. Cyclical unemployment is unemployment that rises during an economic downturn and then falls when the economy improves. So the unemployment rate goes up when we're in a contraction, and then the unemployment rate goes down when we're in an expansion period. So which stage of the business cycle would have the most unemployment? That would definitely be the contraction phase, and if we got into a trough, definitely would have it the most in a trough. Our fourth type of unemployment is technological unemployment. This is our fifth one, I believe. Our technological unemployment. And this one's the one that's becoming more and more common every day. So this is when you are replaced by a machine or a robot. So we have textile mills. We used to, do everything by hand. Computer operators are changing things. Robots and gadgets are all changing things. Things like self-checkouts at grocery stores. There's a new store, like an Amazon store, where you just check out with an app. So it's crazy to think, but this is happening. The assembly line creating cars, you've got like robotic arms. So it possibly could come down that different types of employment will be replaced by technology. And think to yourself, is there anything that would focus the career area that you're in? Is there any way that technology could replace you? There are some things that cannot be replaced. We're learning very quickly in the world that we live in today that teaching, can it be replaced? Is virtual learning the equivalent of being in school? Some of you might say, yep, I'm loving this. Others of you might be saying, no way, Jose, put me back in that classroom. I need Dr. Pro in front of me. So it just comes down to your personal preference. All right, the last thing to talk about is full employment. Do we ever have full employment? In our economy, we do not ever have full employment. Generally, the place we want to be, the sweet spot, is between about 4 to 6% unemployment rate. We'd like that. If unemployment is between 4 and 6%, we are happy as an economy in the United States. The reason we do not have full employment is because we always are going to have cyclical unemployment. We're always going to have it. There's going to be the ups and the downs. So there will never be full employment in the United States of America. Again, that 4 to 6% range is where we want to be. So make sure you enter this into your interactive notebook. And tune in next time when we'll talk about fiscal and monetary policy. Thanks for watching.